be good.
Okay. Well, let's
Nice to see you.
you too. Let's get our party started for today. That's why we're here. We got Motivational Monday, a little bit of kick in the pants that we need to get us going for the week. It's easy, as Jan talked about over the weekend, to be a little bit relaxed. That's what I did on Sunday. We had 5 boys stay the night with Easton. On Saturday night after his games, we went to Spokane for a bit and then came up. So yeah, Sunday was more of a laundry day, relax, do stuff around the house. That's pretty easy. But Monday, that's where we get motivated, we get back on track, and we start accomplishing what we want for our lives with our fitness and our wellness. So good morning, good morning. Welcome back. Today I want to talk about something subtle, but it's incredibly important. I want to talk about the difference between leading with your head and leading with your heart. Because a lot of people right now are doing things that make sense. And those don't always light them up. And when things happen, motivation slowly drains, even if the plan is logical. So let me start by saying this clearly. Using your head is not wrong. Logic matters, structure matters, thinking things through matters. But when everything in your life is decided by analysis alone, it becomes very hard to sustain momentum long term. Because logic can tell you what to do, but it can't always give you the energy to keep doing it. So here's the reframe that I want you to sit with today. The things you're most consistent with are the things you feel connected to, not just committed to. Connection fuels consistency. Excitement fuels effort. Alignment fuels endurance. And when you ignore that, even the best plan can eventually feel heavy. A lot of people choose roles, routines, responsibilities because they make the most sense on paper. They analyze what's efficient, what's responsible, what's practical, what they should do. And again, none of that is bad at all. But here's the problem. Overanalysis disconnects you from energy. When you're disconnected from energy, everything becomes willpower. And willpower alone is not sustainable. And that's when people say things like, I know what to do, I just can't stay consistent. I start strong, but I eventually get burnt out. I feel stuck even though I'm doing all the right things. Now, that's not laziness. That's misalignment. So leading with your heart doesn't mean being impulsive. It doesn't mean ignoring responsibility. It doesn't mean chasing every feeling. It means paying attention to what gives you energy instead of draining it. Your heart is your internal feedback system. It tells you this matters, this feels meaningful, this is worth my effort. And when you apply yourself to things that light you up, motivation doesn't need to be forced. It just shows up naturally. So think about the areas of your life where you're most consistent. It might be movement you actually enjoy, work that feels purposeful, conversations that energize you, projects you lose track of time doing. You don't need reminders for those things. You don't need hype because they pull you forward, and that's the difference. Now let me bring this into real life. If your fitness routine feels like a constant battle, well, ask yourself, am I doing what excites me or just what makes sense? If your work feels heavy, ask, am I aligned with this role or am I just tolerating it? If your schedule feels draining, ask, well, what parts of my day give me energy and which ones steal it? This isn't about changing everything overnight. It's just about listening. Because your heart doesn't usually scream. It usually just nudges you. And when you ignore those nudges long enough, burnout shows up to get your attention. So here's your challenge for the week. Pick one area of your life, fitness, work, relationships, maybe your routine, and ask yourself the simple question, does this energize me? Or does it just make sense? If it energizes you, protect it. If it drains you, start to adjust it. Don't eliminate everything, just shift one thing closer to alignment. And that's how sustainable change actually starts. So remember this, you don't need more discipline. You don't need more pressure. You don't need to try harder. You need to align with your heart better. When your head and your heart work together, motivation becomes natural and consistency becomes easier. So lead with logic, but don't ignore your heart. And that's how you stay in the game long enough to win. All right, team, have a great week. Hopefully you start leading with your heart this week. Find that one thing. Let me know what it is when we repost this later in the day. All right, I'll see you in the gym or in the clinic. Thanks, guys.